right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday, happy Friday. Lisa, was that you? Good morning. Hope everybody can hear me. If you're on, jump on and say something. Say hello. Let me know you guys are out there. I'll get started here in just a minute. Got several shows that we're going to cover, what you missed this week. And, yeah, good morning, Lisa. I think that was you. All right. Appreciate you being here. Just, obviously, you guys can tell that the scenery is a little bit different. Oh, squeaky chair. Scenery is a little bit different this week. Down in Arizona, weather's nice for now. It's about to get hot, but all is good. What's everybody doing? How's everybody week going this week? What's everybody up to? Like I said, we'll get started here. It really is right now, but it's Lisa. It's gonna get hot. It's I think it was 92 yesterday, which isn't too bad for Arizona standards. So, but down here for the next few, well, for a little while long, a couple more weeks, another week or so. Hopefully to meet up with some great people down here while I'm here, and yeah. So again, a little different. It's later in the week. I know a lot of you folks out on the east are used to watching this kind of much earlier. I actually I went to the state park and was going to try to do it at the base of the mountain, but my computer battery doesn't take, so I had to come back to the compound here and get things going. So here we are. Let's go ahead and get started. Those of you that catch up, share this later on. Let me know what you guys want to cover, next week as well. I'm going to share this real quick so we can see if we can get some more people in here. So just bear with me as we share this. I'm trying to multitask, you guys know, not the greatest at it. So we're gonna get started here in just a second. All right, there we go. All right, so first up, for those of you that have not watched this before, welcome to the HMG Weekly Wrap-Up. I do this show every Friday, usually in the mornings, Eastern Time. As you can tell, I am not out east. I'm back here in Arizona with family. Excited to be back here. It's track season, so I'm watching Little Bird make his rounds and whatnot, and only got another month left before he graduates high school. So down here, enjoying this nice weather that we have so far. And yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about what you missed on Heroes Media Group this week, what the shows did. And prior to that, I'm going to back up real quick. If you're not familiar with what Heroes Media Group does, we are a digital media and publishing company. We started this company about 6 years ago. We're going into our 6th year, and I've been podcasting and doing audio edits for about 10 years now. So there's a slew of things that Heroes Media Group offers. If you're looking to start a podcast, reach out to us. It's something we can help you out with. If you're looking to write a book or do an audio book, also something that we can help you out with. So check out heroesmediagroup.com for more information, and hit us up there. Now, let's get started in what you missed this week on the shows. First up in the queue, we got the Arms Room Show. This week, they're discussing why force-on-force training is vital to your self-defense training. I say this about these guys. These guys do an awesome job every week. They have a company called Independence Training. You can look them up at, I think it's trainingaz.com. Check them out. Go to the armsroomshow.com to see all their past stuff. They're always talking on smart ways to utilize your time at the range, gun safety, dirt medicine, those types of things. They run a great show, so check that out. That's this week's The Arms Room Show. All right. Next up, we have Not Your Average Operator. They did another Q&A session. This was their 5th one that they did. Mike and Melon this week had to cover down because Raph was taking some personal time. Raph was recovering. I guess he moonlights as a singer, and he was trying to do a Mariah Carey song or whatnot, and kind of lost his voice. So Raph, if you watch this later on, love you, brother. Hope you recover. But so Mike and Melon took over this week and answered a lot of the questions that you guys keep asking. And some of the questions that they answered this week was, besides world dominations, some of the reasons why they started this podcast. Another one was they talk about how do you make time for everything and everyone that is important to you. It's a really good question, and you'll love the answer that these guys give. And then what's the primary components of a happy life? Another great question that they have a fantastic answer for. So check out this week's Not Your Average Operator. It's a Q&A. Make sure you rate and review them on iTunes. You can find them on Apple Podcasts. Give them a 5-star review. Tell them how much you love them. Mike will love it. Mike loves that attention, so make sure you show some love there. And I know I'm going to get grief for this later on. Yes, I do not have the bow tie, but I will have it next week. It's over in the bag, and I'm not going to get up to go get it. So I apologize, no bow tie this week. All right, next up, friendly reminder, April is the month of the military child, right? So we want to highlight our kids in the military. What do we got here? Shannon, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Thanks for jumping on and saying something, brother. Appreciate it. Love you, dude. Love you. So April, military month, the month of the military child. So naturally, next show we have the MSEC podcast, a Military Child Education Coalition podcast. MSEC, great organization. They do a ton for our military families. If you watch this or you know somebody that has kids that are active duty, tell them about Military Child Education Coalition. There is a slew of resources for active duty members that they have. So the podcast this week, this month, actually, the military kids are taking over the podcast this week. It's so cool. I absolutely love it. This week is All Children Are Unique. And all of our military kids share unique strengths and challenges despite individual circumstances and regardless of developmental limitations. This week, the student producer, Tatiana, sits down with Zeke, who was born with Down syndrome, to learn more about his journey as a military kid. This is an awesome interview. These kids do a fantastic job. So check that out. That's this week's MSEC podcast. All right, what else do we got here? All right. Excuse me. All right, next up we got Ubaldi reports. If I can bring it up here. There we go. All right, so Ubaldi Reports, they do shows several times a week, and they got some great topics this week. And some of these topics are very, some would say controversial. But the nice thing about these guys here with the Ubaldi Reports is that it's all facts. They hit it from both sides of the spectrum, which is what I like, because they don't take a side. It's all facts, no junk. So the topics this week are more on immigration. They talk the Georgia voting law and Major League Baseball. That seems to be a big thing in the news this week. So many jobs, so little people. That's kind of an interesting one. You would think it was vice versa. And then the American education and what that's worth nowadays. So check that out. Those are all great topics. These shows are about 10 to 15, maybe 20 minutes at most, about 10 to 15 minutes long. Great on your commute. Check it out. That's this week's Ubaldi Reports. All right, let's keep it going. Next up, we got Time to Shine today with our man Scott Ferguson. And Scott, if you're watching this, you still owe me a phone call. So this week, Scott talks with Michelle Reynes. She is a speaker, author, entrepreneur, CEO, and an ever-involving badass leader. Her definition of badass leader is being intentional about who she wants and needs to be for her team. Some of the takeaways of this episode this week was focus on people over performance. I wonder what she means by that. You have to check it out. And then another takeaway was a great coach will ask powerful questions. So great interview this week. So check that out. That's this week's Time to Shine today. All right. Andrew, what's up, brother? All right, next up we got On the Blue Line podcast is back this week, and awesome guest this week on his show. The topic is a Leo to CEO, a journey with Tomo Marcevic. He's the founder and CEO of Aspire Rejuvenation Clinic. It's a very powerful conversation that they have this week. They're talking about achieving your dreams, overcoming obstacles, and reaching your potential. This is a really cool interview. So check that out. That's this week's On the Blue Line podcast. All right, stay with me, folks. We only got a couple left here. As far as the shows, and then I'll do announcements and then anything else that people want me to talk about. Next up, we have the Power of Investing in People podcast with our girl, Shay Sparks. Shay's awesome. I could just sit here. I could see her smiling and laughing right now. It's awesome. This week, the Power of Investing in People podcast. Shay talks with Joey Williams. From being a Marine, helping in Hurricane Katrina relief efforts, to trying yoga and art therapy, Joey Williams shares his journey and how he has created an incredible online support resource for veterans. All you vets out there, check it out. This week's The Power of Investing in People podcast. Next, we got the Military Millionaire podcast. Oh yeah, good times, right? The Military Millionaire podcast. This week, they're talking with Hugh Carnigan as they talk about his crazy first deal, the second lean method, and then experience increasing a hotel's cap rate, and then the overall mentality that has led him to his many incredible successes with investing. Listen, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. If you're thinking about investing, especially in real estate, this is a show that you need to be listening to weekly. You can follow, he's got a group page on Facebook called From Military to Millionaire. David, great dude, and he's still active duty. He's getting ready. I believe he's getting out this year. He's ETSing this year, but he's active duty, and he talks about investing into real estate and what he's doing. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to listen to this show, because next week they got a big announcement I think they're going to make, and you're definitely not going to want to miss it. It's phenomenal what he's done as a enlisted personnel in the military, and then investing in real estate and stuff. You can try to figure out, like, how do you have time to do it all, and he just does it. The guy's he's a machine. So check that out. All right, next up we got last show of the week, and then a couple of announcements here. Last show is the decision hours with yours truly, and I have my friend Deanna Kemple on with me, and this was such a fun interview. Deanna she's a fashion designer. She's a beauty queen. She's actually Miss Chicago American Nation 2021. She's a skincare expert. She's a former executive vice president. She's a human trafficking survivor, and she is the host of Label Free Podcast. We sit down and we talk literally everything with her, everything that she's overcome. We discuss how she got into the fashion industry and her passion for it. We touch base on kind of her experience with human trafficking and the different types of human trafficking that there are. We also talk about, like, what she's doing to bring awareness to it right now. This lady here, like, when she gets an idea in her head, it's like 0 to 100 in like less than a second. I mean, she just goes full force with everything, and it's pretty incredible. I've learned a lot from her just in the short amount of time that I've known her, and she's definitely setting the bar when it comes to, like, doing podcasts and stuff too. We had a funny conversation offline about how many recordings and interviews that she does on a weekly, and this how she's just constantly on the go, and love it. And she had some really great quotes that are very inspirational and very motivational. So make sure you listen this week. I think you'll love it. That's this week's The Decision Hour. I'm going to give her a shout out. Check out her show, Label Free Podcast. You can find it on Apple Podcasts. Check it out. She does a great show. I was actually fortunate enough to be a guest on her show that will be coming out here soon as well. Let me see. What else do we got? What else? Red Friday. You probably can't see it because I'm sitting in the shade, but I got my red shirt on. My Dave Bray USA. Shout out to Dave Bray. I have to give a shout out. Oh, I almost forgot. Last week, I said I was going to do a giveaway this week. 2 people mentioned that they wanted coffee. So Tanya and Judy. Tanya and Judy, you guys got coffee coming to you. So when you watch this, if you watch this, hit me up. Get that going. If you want some coffee, go check out our sponsor and our sister company, HMG Beverage. You can order the coffee subscription there. Also check out Rick's Roasters. That's our roaster that we work with. And Short Mountain Distillery over in Tennessee. If you need a place to hold an event, that is the place to do it. I love Short Mountain Distillery. Billy, David, Jamie, everybody over there has been fantastic. We got some new spirits coming out that we're just got ingredients approved. We're just waiting on the label approval to come in. So hopefully here in another 30 days or whatnot, we can have that, and you guys over in the Tennessee area can figure out where you can get good spirits. Also, Digital Trigger, shout out to them. My Tax Fella, it is tax season, so if you need somebody to do your taxes, go check out my man Anthony over at My Tax Fella. What else do we have? Heroes Garden. If you want to learn how to grow your own food indoors, hit them up at heroesgarden.com. I'm sure I'm missing stuff, but I'll make up for it next week if need be. Yeah, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna sit here just for a second, and see if there's any of you that are watching right now, is there's anything that you would like for me to cover or bring up, whether it's today or in future shows, or stuff that you guys would like to see. Let me know. And while you're thinking of a question to ask, I'll also put this out there. At the beginning of the show, I had said, Heroes Media Group, we've been around for going on 6 years. I've been podcasting and doing audio editing and production for just over 10 years, close to 10, almost 11 years now. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast, or you need help with your podcast currently, there's a slew of services that we offer, from editing services. We have a transcription department. We have a graphics. You name it, we can help you out. So just hit us up. You can go to heroesmediagroup.com, and while you're there, check out all the shows that I brought up today. We got some other shows that are on the network right now, that are new, that are just getting started. We got some new shows that are going to be coming out this summer that we're excited. So stick with us. As that being said, anybody have anything? Bueller. We're going to have some more announcements coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We're going on tour this summer. I'll be in, where will I be? Be in D.C., Virginia. We're going to be going to Tennessee. We'll be in Nebraska. We'll be back here in Arizona. We're all over the place. So if you're in any of those locations, we're going to be putting up an event section on the website where we're going to be, at what time. We'll be in Vegas later in the summer. And you want to meet up with myself or the team, we would love to meet up with all of you and whatnot. So I'm not getting any questions here, so I think we're going to call it a day. And before I let you go, I will say this. Thank you all for those that left comments. Thank you, all of you that watch this later on today or throughout the weekend. Again, I appreciate all of you for being here. I do this for you guys. So again, if you guys need anything at all, hit us up. You can go to heroesmediagroup.com. Until next week, have a blessed weekend, everybody, and we'll see you guys next week.